Just when you think you've seen everything in London, you realize there's so much more to see, like Little Venice. This is where the Regents, the Grand Union, and the Paddington Canals converge. Back in the days before railroads and motorways, this was the way goods moved around England. Today, the 2,000-mile network of canals covering much of the country is used primarily for recreation rather than commerce. The canals are also used by people in search of adventure and affordable housing, especially in London, which is one of the most expensive places to live in the world. Affordable is not the same thing as cheap. More on that in a moment. Little Venice is only about a third of a mile northwest of Paddington Station. The Warwick Avenue tube station on the Bakerloo line is even closer. There are also excellent bus connections. From April 1st through the first week of November, a company called Jason's Trip takes passengers aboard a vintage narrowboat for a leisurely, about 4 miles an hour, cruise down the Regent's Canal to Camden Town and the famous Camden Market. The speed is so that the boat won't create a wake that will rock the other boats moored along the banks. You can also walk the towpath, which is popular with joggers and cyclists. Horses used to pull the barges along these paths. When they came to a tunnel, the horses had to walk around. The barge operators would climb on the roof and use their legs to push the barges through. It was called legging it. The trip only takes about 45 minutes. The canal backs up to some of the most expensive real estate in the city. Narrowboat living is not without cost, but it's much more affordable than much of the conventional housing you see around here. New narrowboats can go for £100,000 and more. Owners must also pay an annual license fee of £700 to the Canal and River Trust. Boat owners are free to tie up just about anywhere along the canals for up to 2 weeks. After that, they have to move. It's called continuous cruising. If they opt for something more permanent, they can rent space in a marina, which also provides utilities and other services for a fee. Canal boat living is like living in a recreational vehicle. Owners enjoy the community of fellow boat owners and have the freedom to see much of the country. The trip on the Regent's Canal goes around the north side of Regent's Park, home to the London Zoo. Words like tranquil, serene, and relaxing come to mind. You have little sense of being in the middle of a large metropolitan area. Jason's is on a first-come, first-served basis, and they don't take credit cards. There's also a water taxi service. Water taxis stop at the zoo, and you can buy your tickets on board. They only accept credit cards. It's important to do a little research on the internet or with a guidebook before you go to make sure you have the latest information. Camden Town is a fabulous destination, even if you don't go by boat. The market, especially on the weekends, is one of the most visited places in London, with 250,000 visitors each week. Stepping off the boat is entering a different world. It's like Dorothy waking up in the land of Oz. The Regent's Canal and Camden Town are outstanding places to visit, proving once again that travel is one of those few things we can buy that will actually make us richer.